Another deadly weekend on city streets. At least 9 people have died and 40 more have been wounded in shootings since Friday night.
Is the nation in the grip of a wave of violent crime, or does it just seem that way? 53% of registered voters feel law and order has broken down, and 70% of Americans believe there is more crime in the U.S. than there was a year ago, which plays right into Donald Trump's campaign narrative.
The crime and violence that today afflicts our nation will soon, and I mean very soon, come to an end.
The vast majority of Americans today do not feel safe.
Now is the time to make America safe again.
Is America a lot less safe when it comes to crime? In the first 6 months of 2015, violent crime was up as compared to the first 6 months a year earlier. Murder was up 6.2%. In our nation's 56 largest cities, the homicide rate was up 17% over that same time period. But these stats can be misleading. 67% of the increase in murders was driven by just 10 cities. Baltimore alone was responsible for 15.5% of the increase.
The city of Baltimore has already had a rough year, but now we know it will go down in history as one of the deadliest ever.
For further context, it helps to use a wider lens. These graphs show just how low the murder rate is today in Chicago and Washington, D.C. as compared to the highs of the early 90s, while Baltimore's murder rate has stayed roughly the same. The recent uptick in certain cities comes just after the overall U.S. murder rate in 2014 hit its lowest point in almost 60 years. Beyond murders, this is what the trend looks like for all violent crimes in the United States since 1995. So if the reality is that murders and violent crime are way down, why is the Trump campaign playing the crime card? Well, as it turns out, Americans almost always think crime is increasing. Gallup has been studying this question since at least 1989. Since then, well more than half of Americans have thought crime is up in a given year, except for 2 years, 2000 and 2001. And remember that NBC News Wall Street Journal poll that found 53% believe law and order have broken down in this country? In 1971, that number was 70%, and in 1968, it was 81%. All of which seems to suggest that when it comes to crime and safety during a presidential election campaign, perception often trumps reality.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.